I suppose, first off, can you give us a little bit of an injury update on a couple of your wounded Warriors?
Yep, sure. Bowden's he came off with a gash to his heel, so he needed some stitches in that, and uncomfortable. He couldn't put his boot back on, basically. So that's and we had and an injury to AJ Lamb on the wing, rolled his ankle. So I'm not sure of the extent of that.
Looking at the game as a whole, 17-14 at half time, were you happy with the way that the team sort of dominated pretty much the second half?
Yeah, I thought we actually played well in the first half too. We attacked well and created a lot, and just a couple of little, probably lack of patience, I suppose. It meant that we didn't quite get the ball over the line, but I thought we were doing the right things. We were, doing well in the collision area and keeping Fraser off the ball, which is always hard to do, generally. And then, just leaked that try just before half time, which was disappointing, but we knew that we just needed to continue what we're doing and be patient with that, and we did that well.
Is it reassuring to know that you can get so much out of two centres and that some other players are missing, and getting Plummer steps in and Bowden's off to get some real good direction and punch from those guys?
Yeah, it was a short week, short turnaround. We were pleased around some of our performance against the Crusaders defensively, but we probably defended so much that our attacking game didn't really get going. So there was a bit of an onus this week to try and hold the ball, I suppose, and build some phase and create some pressure instead of giving the ball back and having to defend. So I thought we did that really well, got that balance right. But yeah, a lot of guys stepped up. Sam Knock at 9 I thought was fantastic, and it was an opportunity for some of the guys that aren't leaders to step up. And I thought Zan Sullivan at fullback filled that role. Harry, you've mentioned, and Bryce Heem at centre was fantastic. So we need depth, and this was a big game for both clubs. We knew this meant a lot for the Reds, and they'll be really tough at home, which they were, and we needed to be right up for it. And I thought we fronted physically the way we needed to be able to get a result.
Just this far into the season, have you got a bit of an assessment of if the gaps narrowing a little bit with the Australian teams, or there's longer periods in games where you're tested, or how do you think?
You can answer that one, Pete.
Patrick, maybe I can answer that one. The contest with the Aussie teams generally.
Well, from my perspective, it's always a tough contest, especially today. There's a bit of a seesaw despite the scoreboard. We saw that the Reds played against the Chiefs last week and beat them, and for us, we didn't want to let ourselves down physically, so we had to front up. And you're saying you're asking about a gap, but I don't think there's a big gap. Aussie teams are performing well every week, and there might be slight margins in the points, but performance-wise, I think they're going well.
Patrick, do you feel that turnover on the 43rd minute when the Reds were in a position to score and you counter-attack, and at the end you score your try, do you think it's the turning point of the game?
I don't know, maybe if I review it might be, but I think coming off from half-time, we knew we had to score first, and we know if we put ourselves in that position, we're going to do well, or momentum will sort of carry on. Turning of the game, I don't know. It was still back and forth. We still let a lot of penalties in, which we don't like, and we certainly paid for those throughout the second half. So it's probably too early to tell if it was a turning point in the game.
Do you ever train against Mark Talia in units at training? How do you?
Well, lucky I'm on the playing side most of the time. I don't have to defend them. So it's funny you say that. It's hard defending him, but then when you're trying to get in and clean behind his carries, that's also quite hard as well. You got to get your footwork right and sort of anticipate where he's going to go for someone like him who's hot on his feet, it's quite hard to anticipate. But I suppose will make us that much better.
Just looking at someone like Mark, he just produces seemingly every week and is elusive for every defence he comes up against. Everyone has difficulty holding him. I mean, he's someone who's got good claims for something higher this year.
Yeah, I think so, and I think it was on us as a team to give guys like Mark, AJ Lamb, Zahn ball in space. We haven't done that well lately, and turnover ball. I think our endeavour was good. Right on the line, like you mentioned, defending and still having the courage to play instead of just kick. And I think probably there was a mistake against the Crusaders. We often booted the ball back and we're back on defence, but we backed ourselves. And Mark was in the game a lot. He would have a lot of carries and run meters, and we're at our best when we're able to get the ball in these guys' hands. So that was probably the pleasing thing. We let the ball go a little bit more tonight and backed our skill. And I thought generally our handling was pretty sharp. Given how many times we were trying to play to width.
Leon, you played with Brad Thorne as a fellow All Black. What do you see in his quality as a human, and I guess what he's put in at the Reds, looking on from afar, I guess. But would you hope he still had something to offer?
Yeah, definitely.
Somewhere down the track.
Yeah, look, there's you can see a DNA around this Reds team, and it's around the contact area, tackle breakdown, real tough. They compete hard, they carry hard with real purpose, and the physicality's an area I think if you don't come right, get that right, you come second, and that was always our challenge this week, to make sure that we're able to match the physicality that particularly the Reds forwards brought, their locks and loosies in particular. So I think that was Brad's bread and butter as a player. He didn't want to be second in any contact, and you can see that he's installed that with his players. And I thought against the Chiefs physically they were outstanding, and it was up to us to make sure that we matched them this week.
Where does that victory leaves you in the race for one of the top position and play the finals at home?
Yeah, it's next week's game against the Hurricanes is obviously a big one. We'll be jostling for a position. Somebody will leapfrog someone else, so that's a big one at home, and then we've got one more game, another game at home against the Highlanders. So some big games in the next 2 rounds, and there'll be some positions up for grabs, and obviously we want to be playing at home. So it's really important, the next one with the Hurricanes. And I just think building on tonight's performance, I think we can take some confidence on both attack and defence. But our discipline needs to be better, there's no doubt about that.
Were you disappointed not to get the bonus point?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, look, we again, our discipline let the Reds down into our 22, and they were really effective with their maul and their combative game close to the line. So we had a little opportunity at the end there, and a bonus point would have been a nice way to cap the night off.
Thanks, Trevor.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Safe travel, boys. Take care.